Okay, part 4, hopefully the final part of the time that a bride tried to scam me, a photographer. Now, if you haven't read, I'm not going to recap everything. So if you need to catch up, please go watch the first 3 videos. There's a lot of setup to this, so you'll understand the gist of this video. So as I said in my last video, I canceled on her the last day, and she was pissed. But I didn't care that she was pissed. I was pissed. That was my job. That is how I earned my living. That's how I help pay bills and feed my children. This was a $25 Groupon certificate for a portrait session, not a wedding. See, had she hired me as a wedding photographer, she would have been protected. We would have had a full contract. She would have been protected. I would have been protected. Like, everybody would have been taken care of, and there would have been no issues. But because we didn't have a contract, I was totally free to cancel our shoot. And the sad thing is I was a very affordable photographer, and she was probably trying to save money or be savvy or see if she could, do everything. And I understand. I do understand when you don't have a whole lot of money to get married. I do, and I'll tell you more about that in a minute. But my cheapest wedding, as a professional wedding photographer with multiple years of experience, a degree in photography, I worked in a lab, I sent my stuff to professional labs, like this is big time. My cheapest wedding was like about $800. Now, I know that's still out of the water for a lot of folks, so please don't be surprised. But this was a package that included the shooting, the editing, a beautiful photo book, not just an album. You got reprints, tons of sheets of reprints. Your parents got reprints, and you would get the CD and all these things. But you could also hire me pretty cheap for on the hour. So she could have hired me. I think my hourly rates as for weddings was like somewhere between $50 and $75. She could have hired me for $75 and then bought the digital images, and she would have had a contract. That's how cheap she could have gotten me. But she was trying to use a Groupon. And so she was super pissed. And so, I canceled on her like the day before her not wedding, because she was trying to get me to show up after her guests had left, I guess, as they went to the reception or whatever. That's really the vibe that she gave me. And do you know what makes this even worse? In case you didn't know, other folks that have used Groupon to do promotions, they know this. So I did a $25 Groupon promotion that was just for a simple portrait session. I only got $12.50 of that. So she wanted me to come shoot her formal wedding portraits with formal wedding portrait expectations in a city that was an hour and a half away, and I would have only made $12.50. No. But had she hired me as her actual wedding photographer, she would have had everything, and she could have actually still done it pretty damn cheap. So don't be scamming. And believe me, I understand. My husband and I were super dirt poor when we got married. We spent less than $1,500. That included my dress, his tux, the officiant, the food. Well, actually, my dad made the food. But we didn't hardly spend any money. Our wedding rings were only $25 a piece. My friend did our pictures. We made our own invitations. So I get having to save money on a wedding. I really do. But when you're messing with someone's livelihood, that's just shitty. So, yeah. Thank you for listening.